this program has been the most exciting thing. I'm Brandi Henke. I'm the district counseling director for Victoria ISD Independent School District. I've been in this role for going on 7 years. We are a 5A district. We have about 13,000 students, about 2,000 employees, and we're made up of 14 elementary schools, 2 traditional high schools, and 1 alternative school that focuses mainly on credit recovery. We have 4 middle schools. I work with the counselors at all levels in my position. Working with the counselors, of course, involves master schedule and course selection and personal graduation plans for students, college and career readiness. All of the things that counselors do fall under me to lead them and provide whatever platform I can to help them get their work done efficiently and well to serve the students better. So we've tried in our district a few other platforms that helped us with college and career readiness, but we never really had anything that satisfied that need and allowed us to have an online course selection platform, which is what we were really looking for. We had some things in place, but we just wanted this one program that would encompass all of the things that we needed for counselors to be able to do their work efficiently. And my goal in my position was to kind of streamline things, and instead of using 4 programs to do 4 different things, let's find one program that does all of that. And so that's what SchooLinks was for us. The work that counselors do, middle school and high school, especially with college and career readiness and just all of the things that especially in Texas, where we're located with CCMR, college, career, and military readiness. As far as accountability goes for our district and our campuses, we needed to be able to streamline the work and help them to work more efficiently, like work smarter, not harder. And this checked all the boxes. We were able to begin online course selection, move from having a paper course catalog that we had to, edit every year and print, just thinking about the expense involved in that. So that has now gone. We don't have copying for course selection sheets. We're not sending home forms for students. They go home in a backpack and may or may not get home. If they get home, they may not reach their counselor. So this really has kind of housed everything in one place that we needed. And I think it's saved us money, as far as the manpower, the time that counselors put in, our secretaries put in preparing for course selection. I think our biggest goal in looking at programs was who can provide some assistance for counselors to keep up with the data that they need to keep up with, like PGPs, for instance, as well as have an online course selection platform that was very simple for parents and families to use at home. When it comes to master schedule, SchooLinks helped us in that we were able to have students enter their course selections at home, at school with the counselor. If they were doing it at home, they had a parent right there with them. It just kind of opened up some additional avenues as compared to what we did previous years, where counselors present information to students. The parents don't hear exactly the same information as hard as counselors try to, have parent nights and present everything to parents that they need to know to help their students with course selection at home. I think that SchooLinks has helped it's given us a way to deliver that information consistently to all of our stakeholders and ensure that our parents have what they need. They have the resources at their fingertips, with just the help features in SchooLinks. It really has simplified what they have been able to do as far as being a part of that course selection process. When we chose SchooLinks to be our platform for the district, when we moved into online course selection, we had looked at the programs that we had existing that did parts and pieces of what SchooLinks did. And so we looked at each program separately and thought, what is it that this program offers that we like? And what does this program offer that we like and want to keep? And what is a new program out there that maybe has all of those features together in one place so that we're not digging for information in so many different places? We really wanted a database, an at a glance for counselors to be able to see everything they need to see about their students. Our counselors have such a large caseload. It is very hard to staff counselors with obviously funding and budget issues, within school districts. It's very hard to have enough counselors to really get to a manageable caseload. So our counselors have more students than what we would like. And so to free up some time and help them to get the work done more efficiently, we looked for a program that would consolidate all of the best parts of the programs that we were using and that would communicate with our SIFs in the simplest way so that counselors had everything that they needed to know about their students at a glance. And SchooLinks was that for us. So the implementation process with SchooLinks in Victoria ISD, I cannot say enough amazing things about it. It was one of the most seamless transitions from multiple programs into one to do the work that we need to do. The customer service has been impeccable. The response time, just everything that we needed, I felt like was at our fingertips. And if there were things that I didn't know, I could call and ask, or I could send an email and ask, I'm trying to do this. Can you help me? And within minutes, I usually had a response. There were times that I would be in a task that maybe seemed cumbersome, because when you're working with a course catalog and master schedules and course selections for a district as large as ours, there really is a lot of information. And so when I was involved in something, I could reach out, not knowing if anything was possible or not, but say, hey, here's what I'm dealing with. Can you make this process simpler? And literally within a day or two, I had some way to send information from my system to SchooLinks for them to, integrate our systems and make the work easier. I would love to name drop. If I could name drop, it would be Michael and Hannah. I miss Hannah so much. She was amazing. She was my course planner contact whenever we started. And she was amazing. She was absolutely amazing. After hours, if I had a question, sometimes the implementation, there's so many things to think about when you're implementing a new program that encompasses everything that SchooLinks does and all of the different features that it has. And so that first year of implementation, there is a lot of work to do, but it's so much simpler when you've got great customer service that SchooLinks has provided for us. And so it was very manageable. So I think with teachers, there's always an initial, oh gosh, another program we have to learn. So when we introduced SchooLinks, we tried to introduce bits and pieces, small chunks, if you will, to attack one issue or one task that we had to do or one piece of data that we needed to provide. Introducing the program to teachers in a way that presented a piece of information that they needed to know in small bites helped them to really get on board because it was easier than what they had been doing previously. It gave them more time back. And I think as we went through that process and they learned a little bit more about SchooLinks, they realized how much value there was in that program and they could see the benefit. And so that initial fear of, oh no, here's another new program to learn, really dissipated quickly. Since we implemented SchooLinks, I would say that our accuracy with course selection with our students and our parents has increased greatly. Moving from a paper copy of course selections that would go home with students, parents verify, you hope to get a parent signature that, comes back to the counselor so that they can enter those things and get schedules as accurate as possible for the next year. There was always that small group that didn't receive the information, didn't send the information back in time. And those just create some unknowns for the counselors. And so obviously kids have to have a schedule to start school on the first day. And a lot of times we were having to enter a schedule for kids that did not, take part or do their piece in the course selection process. So counselors were creating a schedule for them. And I feel like with SchooLinks, it has been so much more accessible to parents and students that they're actually working on it together. They can do it from their phone. They can do it from a laptop, a computer. Our students, we have one-to-one technology with Chromebooks. And so it really did make it very accessible for our families to use and to get that information. So I feel like starting school every year since implementing SchooLinks, we've been able to begin with the most accurate schedules for our students as possible. It's helped drive our master schedule for the campuses. It's helped, kids start on day one with exactly what they need instead of making schedule changes later because of inaccurate information or a form that didn't get turned in and things like that. We haven't started Event Scheduler yet. My goal was to use that for our College and Career Center, which really handles, it's kind of a partnership with our junior college here in Victoria that also manages our dual credit program. And so we do have a lot of recruiters that come in, and we were hoping that that staff could use the event scheduler for recruiters and visits and, college activities and things like that. The staff, we had some turnover with that staff and it never really got off the ground. I still hope to be able to use that hopefully this coming year, because I think that we're going to have some restructuring that's going to allow us to have people that are dedicated to setting up those kinds of things and managing the events and recruiters and college fairs, FAFSA, Apply Texas, all of those things. And I think that's one of the things that our parents and our students ask about most, is just getting some help with FAFSA and Apply Texas and those college things that they don't know what they don't know. And so when we can schedule those events and send out through SchooLinks, it makes it so much easier for them to access and at least have some information to call and say, can you tell me more about this? Is this something that I need to do this year with my student? We did use the form bank quite a bit. Our district, one of our catchphrases is finding your and. That is something that Victoria ISD is very well known for. If you go to our website, it's very evident. And so finding your and just means we want our students to be able to graduate from high school with their diploma and something else. And so on Monday after graduation, what are you doing? Have you enlisted in the military? Have you gained employment? Have you gotten an IBC, an industry-based certification using our CTE programs? Have you been accepted to a college? So those are the things that we use to determine that you've found your and we have kind of a survey. It's a senior year activity that, it was so seamless within SchooLinks for us to be able to push out those questions catered to our district and very customizable for that work to be done. Again, that's something that happens in senior meetings with counselors, and students were able to log into their account. They set up their alumni accounts. They were able to answer our survey questions that we needed for all of that district data that districts want to be able to report on school profiles and things like that. So we were able to use the form bank in so many different ways. Counselors have a lot of required documentation and notifications that have to go to parents every year. And so SchooLinks has such an easy way for that to happen. So I had the opportunity to be a guest speaker on a panel at a post-secondary conference with another platform that deals with transcript and record services. I was able to speak with so many districts there that were looking for something like SchooLinks offers. A lot of the questions that came from that were, how do you manage course selection? How do you manage your PGPs? And how do you keep up with graduation requirements? SchooLinks did all of those things for us in such an easy way. The implementation was amazing. It was very user-friendly from the parent perspective to the counselor perspective to teachers. The training opportunities have been very good. There's online help. It just was such a seamless and easy transition for us to move into this program to do so many of the things that we need to do for counselors and really even our administrators when you're looking at accountability data for students. And I've been a counselor for 17 years. I was a teacher for 7 years before that. And I feel like this program has been the most exciting thing, most exciting undertaking that I have had as far as learning a new program. I told Michael should have been paying me commission a long time ago, because I have just totally promoted this program since like day 2 after I learned about it. Yeah, I am a huge proponent. So I don't have enough good things to say about it. I don't know, what was that, 25, 26 years now. And anytime you are looking to implement a new program, a new platform for whatever the need is, there's always the sales pitch, and then there's the real story, and sometimes those don't match. And so when you have a company like SchooLinks that presents exactly what they have to offer, and it's so user friendly. It really does make the process simpler, and it prevents you getting into this situation where you have a program that you thought was going to do this and this, but it's not as easy as it sounded. And that has never been the issue with SchooLinks. Everything was just as presented and just simple, just like they said. So that's a breath of fresh air in the world of education.